To drive success with Fin, let's talk strategy. Fin uses a four-step framework, each stage building on the last to create a continuous improvement loop that drives results. Analysis is the first step, and at the evaluation stage, this means reviewing your conversation history to understand which issues come up most often and what kind of requests might be easiest to automate. You're looking for patterns, repetitive questions, and simple tasks that Fin can take off your team's plate right away. And then you train Fin. This is where you give it everything it needs to do its job well. You add your help content, of course, but also behavioral guidance, tone of voice preferences, personality settings, so Fin sounds like a part of your team. And you can also connect up other systems so Fin can pull in personalized information for customers, like their order statuses, account info, delivery dates, that kind of thing. And then there are tasks. These let you define specific instructions for Fin so that it can follow a process that's more complex. Things like changing an order, issuing a refund, or walking your customers through really advanced troubleshooting steps. And then at the testing stage, Fin can be batch tested against real historical conversations from your inbox. And you'll see how it would have responded to actual customer queries. And you'll be able to rate those answers, flag poor responses, and receive tailored recommendations to improve them. This is something you'll do regularly to keep Fin's responses sharp and aligned with your policies. And then it's time to deploy Fin to your customers. You have full control over how and where it's launched. You can start with chat, email, or voice, and roll it out to more channels at your own pace. For evaluation, we'd suggest picking a single channel, like Messenger, to start with, to keep things manageable, focused, and make it easy to measure your early success. And you can also select a specific customer segment for your initial rollout, to keep the scope tight while validating Fin's performance in a real-world setting. And once Fin is live, you'll start collecting real insights about how it's performing, what kinds of queries it handles best, and where the gaps are. And that brings you right back to analysis, where you'll get smart suggestions for new help content based on actual questions that Fin couldn't answer. And you'll see which pieces of content are underperforming and likely to need to be updated. And then the cycle begins anew. And each time you complete the loop, Fin is better optimized, translating to an increased resolution rate. And as you open it up to more customers, more channels, more languages, and more markets, its involvement rate grows too. And this means less volume reaching your team and faster, more effective support for your customers. To run a successful evaluation, we recommend setting up a small focused team. You'll need a support lead to own the customer experience, and a technical lead to manage integrations and testing, and a content owner or knowledge manager to keep your actual help content up to date and optimized for AI. These roles don't have to be full-time, they just need to be clearly defined so the process runs smoothly and you can ensure continuous improvement. And as you move through each cycle, it's important to track the right metrics. Involvement rate shows how widely Fin is being used across your channels and customer base. We recommend starting with a small scope, maybe a handful of topics that customers ask about frequently, and/or targeting Fin at a specific customer segment. That'll give you space to test, adjust, and improve before deploying Fin more widely. And then there's the resolution rate to tell you how effectively Fin is answering questions, and the Fin CX score to monitor how satisfied customers are with the experience. And both should rise as you continue to optimize. So the aim isn't to max out every metric on day one. You want to see steady progress. Each loop should bring improvements which add up over the long term. And on the qualitative side, look at tone of voice, clarity, and overall answer quality to make sure Fin sounds like your brand, and if it's responding with the right tone of voice for the situation at hand. And I just want to share with you here a selection of customer feedback to give you a bit of inspiration. Every business sees different results early on based on its unique needs, industry, and their customer base. But you might find some useful ideas here as you start shaping your early goals with Fin. And before you deploy Fin for the first time, it's important to make sure your help content is in good shape. Start by checking coverage. Make sure you've got content for all the topics you're asking Fin to handle at the beginning. Then, check for accuracy, like whether the content is still up to date. Quality is far more important than quantity when it comes to Fin to make sure it gives the right answer to your customers. Finally, look at the structure. The simpler and more scannable your articles are, the easier it is for Fin, your human teammates, and your customers to use them. Use clear language, short paragraphs, and headings that make it easy to find answers fast. For more on this, look for our dedicated lesson on optimizing your help content for AI. So that's the Fin framework. 1 loop, 4 steps, analyze, train, test, deploy, and repeat. And with each cycle, Fin improves and becomes more valuable to your team and your customers.